Welcome to another episode of How We Did It. Although in this case it's not how we did it, it's how we got someone else to do it. You see, almost all of the work on the Mini that we've done is going to be hidden away underneath the seats and interior trim. So we thought it best, as this is the stuff you'll actually see, to get a professional to do it. And who better than Dean McConnell at Trimworks. Dean is sorting the entire interior trim for us, but to give you a taste of how he approaches his work, we thought we'd follow the process of retrimming one of the front seats. We're using Honda S2000 seats from the facelifted AP2 model. They're well built, sturdy, narrow enough to fit between the transmission tunnel and the B-post in the Mini, and they're comfy. And although they'd clean up nicely, the stock seats are not to Nick's taste aesthetically. Therefore, they need to be retrimmed. Dean starts by cutting off more than 20 hog rings that attach the seat cover to the frame. After they've all been removed, the cover can be peeled back to reveal yet more hog rings that need to be cut off. With the seat cover out of the way, Dean goes fishing for the hog rings. You certainly don't want a sharp shard of steel poking your posterior. That would be most unpleasant. The Honda design has these little troughs that run the width of the seat base, but Nick doesn't want those, so Dean is filling them all in with some foam that's roughly the same feel as the existing stuff. When the new cover is fitted, you won't be able to tell there was ever anything but a nice flat surface for your bum. Dean painstakingly de-stitched the old cover to arrive at its component parts. These parts are then accurately traced onto a very familiar looking piece of card to form a template. I've seen that sort of thing somewhere before. With the piece marked out, Dean adds 10mm around the perimeter as an allowance for the seam. The template is then cut out carefully with a fresh scalpel. The new seat cover is going to be a combination of leather and Alcantara. This bit will form part of the seat bolster, which will be made from this beautiful black full-grain semi-aniline leather hide. The template has been weighted onto the leather. Dean is tracing round it with a special fine-tipped pen. Once the template is removed, the shape is cut out with great care using the scalpel. With the leather cut out, the next step is to add the scrim foam for extra padding. It's cut oversized to allow for any movement that may occur, and any excess will be cut away later after perimeter edge stitching. Dean doesn't glue the leather to the scrim foam, although others do, because the leather can move naturally at a different rate to the foam. Those little V-shaped cutouts you might have noticed Dean cutting in are fit marks, and it's essential they all line up perfectly as the new cover is being assembled. The scrim foam is then removed from underneath the seam. First by removing the perimeter stitch, and then removing the foam, which allows the seam to lie nice and flat. This piece is now ready for the top stitch. But before Dean attempts the top stitch, he does a test first to check that the sewing machine is happy. He ensures that the tension is right on the thread and that it sits flat and even. There's only one shot of this. Nick's gone for white stitching, so Dean unloads the black thread from the machine. For this procedure, Dean will use a spring-loaded guide foot. The guide foot sits in the crease and allows the stitch to be a consistent distance from the middle. Now the white thread can be loaded. The contrasting colours mean you'll really notice any imperfections in the stitching, so patience and a steady hand are required here. The rest of the seat cover parts have been made in exactly the same way. The only difference is that the middle of the seat base is made from Alcantara and not leather. The white accent stitching down the centre of it is purely decorative. These flaps are called listings and they're used to anchor the seat cover to the seat base. Once all the hog rings are in place, it's time to let off some steam. The heat and the moisture soften the leather, making it malleable, and more importantly, takes out all the little creases and imperfections. As the moisture evaporates, the leather shrinks and tightens around the foam, making for a really tight fit. Nick wanted an aperture for the possible addition of some harnesses, so Dean sculpted one out and hand-stitched the finish. The seat will get reassembled and then Dean will do it all over again on the passenger seat, along with the myriad other pieces that make up Binky's interior. His work is exquisite, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have him realise Nick's design for the Mini.